My name is Christina Pastor. Welcome to Makilala. Filipino humor is an aspect of our culture that is rarely discussed and sometimes misunderstood. Joining me in today's discussion are my co-hosts Jen Fuhrer and Rochelle Ocampo. What makes Filipino Americans laugh? Why do US-born Filipinos love to poke fun at the Filipino accent? Does this have a polarizing effect? Is humor political? Can laughter unite a community? Sharing their thoughts on this series of questions are two gentlemen who think they're funny. Air Tabige is a comedian from Long Island. He has appeared on NBC and Fox TV and has hosted a show on Asian American artists on PBS. He has performed in comedy clubs and colleges around the country. Ryan Dacalos, to my right, is a stand-up comedian also who produces and performs in comedy clubs around New York. He heads a group called Refried Comedy, which is based in New York but brings their shows around the country. My first question, guys, is when did you realize you could make people laugh? And did that realization scare you? Let's start with you, Air.
First of all, thank you for having us on your show.
You're welcome.
This is really
Thanks for coming
nice.
down.
This is nice. What was it, IKEA? This is nice.
Not IKEA.
When I first, I guess I could say, through my cousins and my family, because we were always like joking around. We were always like little kids making stupid jokes, like like I can't drink the water. Why not? Because it's too big. Like
That was your first
jokes,
joke?
right? One of those really funny. But then later
Was
on,
that originally yours?
no, that's like one of those jokes that we did when we were
Okay.
younger. And then I guess when you're in school, like I wanted to make everyone else laugh too. And then people just told me that you're funny and everything. And then later on, just decided, let me try stand up.
Oh, wow.
And then
That's a major decision.
I mean, at first it was like really scary. Like I went to open mic and I mean I didn't know what I was doing. So then I bombed. It was so bad. So then I took a comedy school.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
There's a
went to-
comedy
There's a
school?
There's
comedy
a comedy school. Well, the comedy school doesn't teach you to be funny. It just actually teaches you the mechanics, like how to hecklers, how to
handle those things.
yeah, how to work the mic, your timing, and then I mean they put on the show and they packed the club, and it was like a really good show. And then from then on, I just started doing
mic
shows around and everything. But it was fun.
Ryan, what has been your experience? When did you realize you could make people laugh?
Well, I started stand up. My cousin.
Yeah, see? Cousin, I'm
The
telling
same
you.
thing. Like,
The guinea pigs.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was taking this stand up class, and he always said, "You're always funny." And I was going through a bad time, like a heartbreak. It's always about a girl.
That was a month ago.
So I was like, "Hey, just take it." And then I took the class, and I did really well. And then the teacher.
Did you go to the same class? Is that
No,
how
it's
No,
different.
I was the breakup guy with him. I was the heartbreak guy.
So I took it, and then things went well.
And your first show was well received?
Yeah. I
Decline.
was naturally good at it.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah.
So I noticed that Filipino comedians tend to make fun of the same things over and over. It's usually their mother's accent, the Filipino accent, right? Why is the Filipino accent funny?
Well, I don't really. My material, I don't really do that.
Why you don't do that? Okay.
I do. I have one.
Christina's
set.
obviously not one.
You haven't watched it.
I've watched a couple of comedians on the show last night.
Just okay.
And they make fun of the Manny Pacquiao accent, which is
Yeah, I do that. I have one joke about that.
representative of the Filipino accent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what
I
about
mean,
you, Air?
everybody has their style of comedy. There's comedians that do it. There's comedians that don't do it. I mean, like the ones I said before, there's a lot of comedians that we see on TV or that's going on viral. But me and Ryan, we know other comedians that you don't see, and their material isn't really Filipino accents. But it's hard to choose because sometimes when I do a show, if I do the Filipino accent, yeah, people are oh, I could see in the audience this is getting played, this is kind of stale,
that's right.
right?
Yeah.
But then if I do a show with no Filipino accent, it's a great show, come off stage, someone will come up to me oh, I wish you did, more Filipino accent stuff. And then you can't really win sometimes.
That's right.
But everyone has their own style, and it's your preference. Some people don't like, ventriloquism. Some people don't like prop comedy.
Yeah,
You
some
know?
people curse a lot too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it acceptable?
yeah.
Cursing?
It's freedom of speech. I mean, you can do anything on stage, unless it's like a rule that they say, the producers say.
Well, I guess the
taping,
time.
yeah.
The time
Yeah.
should happen.
It also depends on the audience, I guess, right?
Yeah, too.
If you have more Filipino than
Yeah,
non-Filipino.
and if there's kids there, I really want them to do the
Oh, I
cursing
don't care.
stuff.
Trust me. Actually, worse.
Yeah.
I'm teaching you a lesson.
why would you bring a kid anyway?
No, there's there are kids there. Yeah.
It's so many
Like,
times.
when you say kids,
I'm
how old are the
actually-
kids?
I'm worse.
Young. Sometimes, yeah.
Aren't your comedy supposed to be adultish?
Well, comedy
Mature?
clubs, yes, there's limit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you do a comedy club, like if you do a show
yeah,
at like some
Guardian,
like
yeah.
at like some like event, you know, like some like hall, you know, and there's like
Kids?
you think there's little kids, but then you see like a kid pop up like this, like
Out of nowhere.
out of
Yeah.
nowhere. You're like, oh no.
The first
Yeah.
time when I saw a kid there, I was just like, I had such a bad set because I was so like focused on the kid. Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
After that, you just have to say like, hey,
Yeah.
screw it. Or like,
But not screw it.
not him.
Not screw it.
Oh my gosh.
Jenny, have you got-
No, it sounds like, I know you guys don't do the accent, but at home, they always make fun of my accent.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you guys don't do it. Okay, my question actually is, do you ever have like a joke and then it didn't work, and how do you recover from that one?
Exactly.
Like the audience is just silent.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Oh.
awkward.
Just now.
You own up to it.
Like now.
Sometimes you own up to it and you say, no, that didn't work, and that gets the laugh, you know, sometimes.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
you
noticed
know.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
You get comfortable after a while. Like, you know, it just doesn't matter. The first time I bombed, they say, like I probably like slept probably for like 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like really bad. It's like really.
Yeah,
But after a while, I was like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah. And then opposite that, if you have a great set, you're like, you think about that.
Yeah,
you think about
you're
the
like,
stage. You're like,
you're the
oh
king
my
of the
god.
world.
Is
Yeah.
there any like a group of people you don't make fun of?
or are there any limits to what
Yeah.
you morally will not go for?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. I guess, like if there's a tragedy, whatever, I would never touch on that the next day.
Yeah.
That I definitely wouldn't do that.
Not the next day, the
Yeah.
next week.
The next week, yeah. Well, no, sometimes there are shows where it happens right after the event, you know,
That's
happens.
right. Yeah, yeah.
You know, and you're booked for that show, so you have to do the show, and then
Yeah.
you kind of don't want to touch on that topic yet, you know. And then, like comedians have a saying when we do, if you do a joke too soon, you know, yeah, too
Yeah.
soon, yeah.
What
You
about
know?
religion? Do you discuss religion? Do you make fun of religion?
Let me see. Probably.
One time,
Or it depends on what religion.
Which is the number one religion that you make fun of? Is it Catholics or?
No, like, oh.
Because Catholics are forgiving, so you can always make fun of them.
No, I think it's just about relevance, like what you have experienced. If you
Yeah.
were raised as a Catholic, obviously you're going to do Catholic jokes because that's what you have experience
Yeah,
in.
that's true.
Similar
Yeah.
to like the Filipino jokes on their accents.
Yeah.
That's just, you know that your audience would
Right.
relate to it. So obviously you would try
Right.
to
it's
try
not,
to bring
it's
it
not
up.
the accents, it's the food, it's the culture, it's everything. It's like not just, you know, how we speak, it's just everything else that goes along with being Filipino too.
So, but if your audience aren't, if they're not Filipino,
Right.
and then you talk about Filipinos, do they laugh at the jokes?
Yeah,
or-
they actually
Really?
do. They actually
They probably
do.
are married to Filipinos.
Yeah. Well, they know.
Even
They
if
know
they're
about
not
it too.
Filipinos.
Yeah, they know a lot, and then laughter's contagious. Sometimes if everyone else laughs, people start laughing with them, and you know, and they can relate to like everybody has like I talk about strict parents. Like everyone has strict parents. It's like
Oh,
it's
that's
like
right.
it's everything
like
across the
Filipino
board.
parents versus white parents
Yeah.
because there's a huge difference.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What do you say about
Guilty.
strict parents?
Like I would say like you know studying and you know making sure you do good in school. And you know stuff like that, but they tend to like
Filipino parent, that's rare.
yeah, I know, right? Like a nurse, that's rare too. Your mom's a nurse, really?
Never heard that.
That's true.
Do you guys work together?
We've done shows,
I
yeah.
remember that Jerry Seinfeld made a comment about political correctness killing comedy. Do you agree with that? Do you have any thoughts about that?
I don't think comedians are ever
Politically
Yeah.
No, there are some
No.
topics that they stay away from.
Oh, you
like
mean-
topics like, I guess, certain religions, certain
Politics.
way of life.
Politics, politics, you shouldn't like talk about politics.
Yeah,
I think so.
You shouldn't
Because you know,
talk
with
about
50-50, half of the crowd's gonna hate you.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. And I think you're just like, I don't try to talk about
I like
politics.
that one
Me
because
too.
Yeah.
sometimes I watch some comedies and they poke fun of Republicans more than the Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Well, it depends on
Half
the
of the crowd's gonna
comedians.
hate you.
Right.
Yeah, and you forget that
Yeah.
there are people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Half of them
But
could be
shouldn't
Republicans.
they be fair game? Aren't politicians fair game?
They
Yeah, they
are.
are.
Yeah, they are. But you don't exactly what Brian said. Like you don't want to choose a side and get those people on your side. And the other ones will hate
But
you.
some
yeah.
politicians are so easy to make fun
Oh
of.
yeah.
Or just like that
Yeah.
guy who took a selfie of,
They're one on live on air.
Fair.
I'm
You
just
mean name one
saying.
that's not?
So have you had an experience where you had a comedy gig right after a tragedy like maybe Charlie Hebdo or the Paris attacks, and how did you deal with that?
Like a tragedy or a
Yeah,
personal
true.
experience kind
Or
of
it could be a
thing.
personal tragedy too.
There was one time where I had a show in California. It was at the Palace of Fine Arts, and it was like my mom had a heart attack.
Oh.
Yeah, and then she had surgery the day before I was gonna leave. And I asked her like, do you still want me to go do the show? And it was for like a donor program too. So and I was the host.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was like, I
You
have
couldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I said I was like, and I asked my mom, I'm like, do you really, really want me to go? Because I won't go if you don't want me to go. And she pulled through surgery, and then she says, go, just go, do it, because you have to have responsibility.
That's right.
You know, so to the show and to the people that booked you. So
How did
yeah.
you do?
It was well. I did great. It was fine. You know, it was a great show. But I had my mom in the back of my mind. But
Did you mention that your mom was going through surgery?
no,
Oh,
no,
So the down.
no.
Debbie
Guys,
down.
we're gonna
By the
show. By the
I'm
way.
forced to be here.
Yeah.
What about
no.
you, Ryan? Did you have any
Well,
similar experience?
recently, the Paris attacks, I
Yeah.
had a show,
On the
and there was a bunch of French tourists there.
Oh, really?
Wow.
And
Were-
a lot
how-
of,
how
a
would
lot
you
of the
identify
comics
them?
were actually trying to do. I just don't. I didn't
You
even
don't
mention
care.
it.
Yeah.
I just said like, hey, sorry for the tragedy, and I just don't try to make fun of that. It's
Yeah.
just my own personal preference,
Right.
you know.
So there's actually comics who did.
Yeah,
yeah, it was
There
terrible.
were-
And then it was terrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
How do you prepare for a show? I mean, for a stand-up show? Like, do you have like an outline? Do you practice a joke or?
No,
does
I
that
think I don't know. Sometimes I like to wing it.
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
the thing,
Yeah.
yeah. Something we do write it too. Something
You
we
write
write it,
it,
we
yeah.
go over it.
Do you
or
write
something.
it or do you have people write for you?
Oh no, it's all original.
It's all
Yeah.
original.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
I remember there was a show by Joan Rivers, and she had this whole cabinet of jokes. So her jokes are written on
Index
those kinds of
cards?
papers, yeah.
Yeah.
So she would get one joke. She
Really?
she would recycle jokes and maybe give it a different spin. Depends on what time it
Yeah.
is, on when it was delivered. So do you have something like that? Do you have a collection of jokes and then you get from
It's
that?
funny
do you have a
because, like,
library
yeah.
of jokes?
Yeah, can we borrow some?
we actually, this is what I do. Like, I don't use the paper thing. It's like it's everyday experience, and Ryan knows what I'm talking about. Like, if you see something funny, you try to remember it. I text it to myself.
Oh,
and
that's
I just text it like something happened, like lady crossing street, whatever. Well, anything that comes to mind, and then I'll start from there, and then you just write a whole joke about it. Then you bring it to open mic, and then you kind of test it out to see how it works, and you pull things here and there, and then later on it becomes better and better and better. At first it won't get that much of a laugh maybe, but later on it probably will.
Yeah, that's
But that's how pretty much I develop my jokes,
So it's funny that you mentioned testing it. Do you test it within your family, your wife?
Oh yeah, my wife hates me.
Cousins.
My wife hates like, again, another one? Like, I start driving, it's like another joke,
Really?
So,
How
yeah.
encouraging. What
My
about
kids
you,
too,
Ryan?
yeah.
Do you test it within your family?
No, I don't know.
Or maybe your friends.
Or your friends? Yeah.
Not
Or
really.
your cousins?
Actually, it's
No?
weird.
Yeah.
Really?
I just go. I don't know. Sometimes I just, I go up there and I try it. If it doesn't work, then I
Yeah.
just do my other jokes. It's
Yeah.
it's weird.
Your go-tos.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
go-to
Yeah,
jokes.
you have go-to
You have
jokes,
go-to
yeah.
jokes.
All your go-to jokes, okay.
Yeah.
Do you, in the beginning of your career, do you guys bring like physical fillers, like people that you bring to make sure they laugh at your jokes?
No, like,
No.
like plants?
I mean, just
Yeah,
a
like
plant,
like
how you
plants,
call it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Plant them? No, I
I
don't
think
do
that would be the people who would be in charge of that would be
Like-
the
yeah.
The
place,
management?
yeah.
The
place
venue?
who would be the venue, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
the venue
they
would do
would do
that? I would think that the the comic would plant people
No,
to
I
make
would-
sure
Well, I
that
do.
people
I
laugh.
would do something.
Yeah. Well, bringers are different. Yeah, bringers
I
are
have to
different.
bring
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you do it. You can't. Sometimes for some shows you can't perform unless you bring a certain amount of people.
Oh, okay.
Those are called bringers. Like
Got
you
it.
do like
Yeah.
some bringers are 5, some bringers are 10, depending on.
I produce
what-
shows.
yeah.
I produce shows like, so I'm in charge of the whole show.
Yeah. So
And I
like-
have to. It's
you have to
How's
bring
that? How's that like to produce a comedy
oh,
show?
it's stressful.
Yeah.
Tell us a little
He
bit
hasn't
about
slept in like a
refried comedy.
Oh yeah, Refried Comedy is like based in LA.
You founded it.
No, I didn't
Oh,
find
you
out.
didn't?
Richard Villa he's based in LA. LA. It's been like a #1 show in Hollywood. They have an improv. They have a show for like 15 years. Yeah, like Dave Chappelle did it, Louis C.K.
That's right, yeah.
A lot of people.
And you're part of the touring group.
Yeah, we go to Texas, we go to LA, Vegas. It's a great group.
Are there
It's very
different?
Latino based,
It
but
depends on the state that you visit. Are there different kinds of audiences? Like
Yeah.
one humor would not be funny in New York, but it would be funny in California. Is that how it goes?
it depends. It depends. But if you're funny, you're funny. People will laugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd say the same thing.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
But we're talking
And-
about like emotions, funny, and is it possible like there'll be a time in your life that you're really sad? I'm talking about Robin Williams. Robin was like supposed to be this funny guy,
Yeah.
and then he wasn't really outside the public. I mean, in the private life, he's really kind of depressed.
Yeah.
So does that like being a comedian is like a stress? Is it like what do you call it?
Is it a mask for
like a-
something? Is that what
like
you're
a
trying to say?
burden?
Like
Or
a pressure that you can't be sad, that you have pressure that you should always be happy and laughing every time and cracking up jokes
I
and
think every comedian does that.
Yeah.
I think they always had like, kind of like, I use comedy as like
Yeah.
therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we
weird.
have feelings. We have feelings too.
And it's not,
They're
always,
almost-
it's not always laughter. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. I don't mask anything. Like, I mean, I'm at home. I try to make my kids too. I try to make them laugh too and everything.
Do your
but-
kids find you funny?
No.
or annoying. It's like, Dad, enough already.
Yeah, they get sick of it too. But they're trying to like they try to do like jokes too. They tell me like these silly like pun jokes and everything. But some are good though. Some are really good. Yeah. They do,
And
like,
you use
It's like,
some
I'm
of
going to
them?
take that.
yeah, like what was one of them? They're like they're like so like one was like how do you plan a space party?
Make sure there's air in it.
Mars?
No, planet.
Okay. Who is that kid?
That was my oldest one.
It's like a knock-knock joke,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Knock-knock is
It's
there.
silly. It's so
So
dumb.
do you guys
Is that you material?
We're not gonna use that. Yeah. Let's keep on doing Yeah.
you have famous kids?
Yeah.
Do
I was
you
like,
guys
"What's
have
that?"
you have jokes about sex?
Oh, that's all I talk about.
Yeah. I didn't even
You don't know.
Didn't you watch the show?
know.
What did you watch?
Because joke
Right. Yeah.
sorry.
Give us a sample, Ryan, of your sex.
What?
I was excluding the air. I'm like,
Well, prime time, so.
This is cable, right?
came out this.
Public access.
Okay, on the spot.
We were asking you earlier, how come there are no Filipina comedians in the same mold as Amy Schumer or Sarah Silverman?
There are.
There are. I mean, they're not that level, but there are Filipino
Filipina
comedians out there. I mean, I know a couple of them in California, but they just haven't. No one really knows about them yet. I mean, because a lot of people don't go to the comedy clubs. They only know ones that they see on TV
That's
or
right.
that are mainstream.
Yeah.
But there will be, and you guys could do too, right?
Really?
We have to, we have to go to
Brian
the
will give you
school,
5
you
minutes.
guys.
Right? Give him 5 minutes. Bring 5 people.
So, can you give us some examples of politicians who are funny? And will it help their campaign if they are, more relaxed, more flighty, funnier?
I think maybe the better question is, the coming election as a comedian, who do you
Trump,
think will
man.
be
Yeah.
the best? To be a great president.
When you watch Trump, it's just hilarious when you see him on
He's not
talk,
funny.
yeah.
He's annoying.
Yes. I mean, he could be
And
funny.
he's not trying to be funny. Is he trying to be funny?
No, it's just the way he is. So,
Which makes it
What
funny.
makes it
But
great.
exactly, which makes it funny.
He's
that's
like,
the
he's
thing.
totally serious when he just said that.
Yeah.
And that's what we laugh at because there's people who,
That's right, yeah.
who believe it.
Will it help a candidate if he's more, more connecting to his audience?
I mean, I don't think
using comedy.
Yeah, I don't think they should be using comedy. I mean, like the comedy won't be running our country, as you know. And I'd rather have them focus on other topics than being funny.
Ryan, what do you think?
See what happens when you talk about politics?
What I think or what I want to say. Yeah, I mean, I think Trump is just hilarious.
Yeah.
He's just hilarious.
There's so much material is out there.
The stuff that comes out of his mouth is just wow.
Yeah.
Have you done, have you done anything?
No, I don't touch that topic. Yeah.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's one topic I probably wouldn't want to go into.
Do you do comedy that is what's that when you imitate somebody? What do you call that?
Imitation.
No.
I think that's the word for it.
Impersonate something?
Yeah,
Impersonation?
impersonating.
No.
You don't impersonate politicians or celebrities.
No, that's hard. I mean,
Oh, really?
yeah. I mean, just to get their voice down and to get their mannerism,
Mm-hmm.
and then. But some people actually are good at it, and they get to like Saturday Night Live because they actually look and you can feel,
Right.
you can see them being that person. But it takes a lot of training and a lot of like looking in the mirror and trying to figure out, is this how he sounds? Does it sound like this? But yeah, that's the thing that's really I don't do it. I don't know if Ryan does it, but.
No, I don't really do it. I make fun of Manny one time. Like I have one
Manny
joke.
Pacquiao.
Let's have one joke at that. That's it.
So what was the joke?
Yeah, why do
Give me a
people make
sample.
fun of Manny
I think
Pacquiao?
that everybody makes fun of him. It's just
normal.
interviews right after the
Yeah.
fight. It's like
That's all
crazy.
we're all
Yeah.
waiting for.
Yeah.
That's right.
So give us one example
Yeah, we-
of a Manny Pacquiao joke.
Come to my show.
I knew you'd say that
Exactly. That's
One
great.
of the jokes that we posted online was by Rex Navarrete saying that Manny Pacquiao, he's destined to be a boxer because with a name like Pacquiao, he's been beating everybody since 3rd grade or something.
So
I
what is
don't
that
know.
Yeah.
That's like my wife those jokes.
What's the punchline again?
Anyway, Ryan, tell us about this comedy festival that you're trying to organize.
Well, it's a Filipino comedy festival. Like I run a lot of shows throughout the city, so I'm gonna try to have it like there, like probably February.
February. And
Yeah, 'cause I run
what-
shows
what
in,
is the- what is the plan? What is the plan?
We have Filipino comics throughout the whole country, and just
And
I
you're
mean,
going to hold it in New York?
yeah.
Wow.
And who have you invited so far? Who have signified their intention?
Definitely not us.
Maybe.
We need a Filipino. Panay. We need a Panay.
Yeah, Filipino.
Are they?
Yeah, like
Yeah, you have
all,
2 months. 2 months to train.
all the Filipino comics in New York, like Air, me.
That's it.
Yeah. No, but it's gonna happen.
It's gonna
yeah,
happen.
but because I run a lot of shows, like I run weekly shows in New York Comedy Club, Broadway Comedy Club, and Greenwich Village Comedy Club. So and
And
among
what
others.
is the purpose? Why do you plan to put them?
Well, I think Filipinos should be like known. Yeah,
Should be recognized.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, it's starting to happen right now.
I know.
Yeah.
So are you? Do you find air funny?
No.
No.
Honestly.
No.
Do you think Ryan is funny?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Of course.
get them on the table.
No, seriously. Do you think there is a chance that using humor and comedy and laughter, we can unite the Filipino American community? Nah. Nah. Serious answer.
I mean, in what context? What do you mean? Like this? Like,
Wow, that is so serious.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know your concept. is there a way that the community can get together, pull together as one, using the power of humor?
I mean, like, do a comedy show for everybody, or like something that will bring them together? Like,
Bring them
hopefully the
together.
comedy festival
Yeah.
will. That's what
Yeah.
the show will be doing. But you know,
So are you saying the Filipino community is not united?
That's
Another show.
That's a nice punchline. What do you think, Ryan?
Well, I think so. If something a Filipino or Filipina
Can
goes mainstream, I
Yeah.
think that will happen.
that
but-
will happen?
Yeah,
The way we come together when Manny Pacquiao is fighting, something
yeah.
like
Or Lou Diamond Phillips.
yeah.
that. Oh my God.
Is it like half or 1/4 or 1/8 Filipino?
Anyway, thanks guys. Thank you. I've never laughed so hard until now. Thank you, Aaron, Ryan, for sharing your thoughts about the power of comedy and laughter in shaping society and hopefully our community. And thank you also to our televiewers for being with us. Join us again for another engaging conversation here at Makilala on MNN.